Throughout history, grand narratives have often overshadowed the stories of those who stood on the peripheries, their voices all but erased by the tides of conquest. One such narrative surrounds the Greek expansion, an era celebrated for its burgeoning cities and immense cultural impact. Yet, hidden beneath these monumental achievements is a chapter of profound neglect. The forgotten victims, the indigenous populations who bore the brunt of Greek advancement. As the Greek city-states burgeoned in power, the lure of expansion became irresistible. Between the 8th and 6th centuries BC, Greek colonies mushroomed across the Mediterranean and into the Black Sea region. These expansions were not just random acts of settlement, but calculated moves driven by trade, resources, and the need for arable land. In their voyage to expand, Greeks encountered numerous indigenous groups, each with their own rich cultures and long-standing ties to their native lands. Among the most impacted were the Thracians and the Illyrians in the Balkans, the Scythians in the Black Sea, and various tribes of the Italic Peninsula. These peoples found themselves caught in the cross-currents of a changing world, as new cities arose and old ways were threatened. The establishment of Greek colonies often led to the displacement of these native populations. While some were absorbed into the Greek socio-cultural fabric, many were disrupted, their lands appropriated, and their traditional lifestyles irrevocably altered. The Greeks, renowned for their art, philosophy, and democracy, rarely extended these ideals to the indigenous tribes they encountered. While Greek colonization facilitated cross-cultural exchanges, this was primarily a one-sided affair. Greek traders and settlers enjoyed the benefits of agricultural and trade synergies, yet the indigenous people were often left marginalized, their contributions and resistance largely unrecorded in historical texts dominated by Greek perspectives. The cultural impact was profound. Language, religious practices, and social structures of native groups were often overshadowed by Hellenistic influences. Consider the Celtic Galatians. Their eventual settlement in central Anatolia is marked by a hybrid of Greek and native influences, yet their own stories and struggles remain largely unexplored in mainstream narratives. Moreover, the military confrontations that ensued between Greek expansions and indigenous groups further underscore the latter's tribulations. In many instances, indigenous resistance met with brutal suppression, their territories justified as spoils of a so-called civilizing mission. These encounters were preludes to the more extensive colonial practices that would define European expansion centuries later. Despite this, a treasure trove of archaeological and linguistic evidence today helps piece together the tapestry of these forgotten cultures, offering glimpses into their enduring resilience and adaptability. Indeed, the standing stones and ancient scripts are silent testimonials of once flourishing societies that adapted, resisted, and at times coexisted amid the waves of Greek influence. As we reflect on history, it's imperative to question, to dig deeper, and to challenge the traditional narratives that have been handed down for generations. Acknowledging the plight of these indigenous populations is not just an academic exercise, but a step towards a more inclusive understanding of our shared human past. For in the shadows of great empires lie lessons and legacies that, if embraced, enrich the annals of history with depth and diversity.